I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Here, Rose.
Here.
Ms. Cassio.
Here.
Ms. Kelly.
Here.
Mr. Borough. Mr. Shapiro.
Here.
Mr. Murray.
Here.
Mr. White.
Here.
Mr. Law.
Here.
Mr. Nicholson.
Here.
Mr. Ridley. Here. Also present, Superintendent Lozon and Chief.
Okay. Public notice of this meeting. What did you need?
I just want to know if Richie got the note.
Oh, yeah. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on December 5th, 2025, and two, posted on the Borough Runnemede website. Correspondence, we're passing it around right now, is a thank you letter from Julie Christmas about her retirement. We wish her well. She does need to come back and decorate for Christmas, and I saw how summer was a little weak. We gotta.
That's what we have.
She
think I told her.
All right, public hearing, ordinance 2616, amending the code for the police department. Just to be clear, sometimes we have to look at ordinances to make sure that they're up to date. And this is just a housekeeping. There's nothing other than the fact that we're in the process of a civil service audit, if I can say that. And so we want to make sure that everything's lined up. I will say that the police department and the fire department do an excellent job when it comes to civil service. They follow the rules and everything is very clean. But we want to make sure on our end that names are entered properly and ordinances match so that no one can ever challenge or say we didn't line things up. People retire all the time. We don't want people to have an issue. So all this does, if everyone just takes a quick look at it, is it just outlines exactly what we have now. And what was previously or what they're currently does not have this makeup. So we're just fixing that so that the makeup is done properly. And once again, as the bottom line says, and such other officers as needed, and once again, council can always update this by changing as needed. The one thing I would argue is that if we're going to make a change, we should get ahead of it. So if we decide that we want to do something different, I'm not suggesting it, but say we want to go to a corporal, which was brought up many years ago, we do it prior to any adjustment in the ordinance. Okay. So, is there a motion? Okay, so is this,
It's a public hearing.
oh, we've already did this once? Where am I at? This portion of the ordinance this portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come to the microphone. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
My motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the public portion is closed. Would someone like to make a motion to adopt this ordinance?
I'll make a motion to adopt this motion,
This ordinance.
this ordinance.
Okay, motion by Ms. Kelly,
I'll second it.
second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Ms. Cassio.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro.
Yes.
Mr. Murray.
Yes.
Mr. White.
Yes.
All right, that ordinance is adopted. Now, this one I do remember better. Ordinance 2614 is amending Chapter 395, zoning permit to regulate cottage food operation as a home business. As you remember, this was allowed by the state. We didn't jump on it. We've now been asked by residents in town who want to do this. So we basically took a model ordinance, adopted it, or tweaked it a little bit, because I think we put it underneath our current business licensing, right? It's part of our...
Yes, because the zoning official or officer has to approve, but he does that through the business license, so that way.
So that software...
State requirements will be met and we're not doing extra steps.
Okay, so the state does it first, then us? Or
No.
us, then the
It's a
state?
combination, really. There's different
We do it
steps.
first, then the state. Okay. So this portion of the meeting is also open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak about this ordinance, and only this ordinance, please come to the microphone. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Passio. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion to adopt this ordinance?
I'll make it.
Motion by Mr. Shapiro. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Barry. Get in there,
That's
Mr. Barry.
fine.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Cassio.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro.
Yes.
Mr. Murray.
Yes.
Mr. White.
Yes.
All right, that ordinance is adopted. Okay. So we have resolution 26-115 regarding employment resignation of a SLEO 2 and crossing guard. Vincent Speakman is SLEO 2 effective June 3rd, and Linda Ty, crossing guard effective June 16th. Would someone like to make a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly.
I'll second that
Second by
motion.
Ms. Passio. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Gracia?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Right, that resolution is adopted. Resolution 26-116, authorizing property maintenance liens. There's only two, $740 and $550. I'm assuming for grass cutting and property like that. Would someone like to make a motion authorizing those liens?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Murray. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Gracia?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
All right, that resolution. Resolution 26-117 is confirming 2026 appointments for the Police Planning and Zoning Board. So in the Police Department, Robert Loudon, crossing guard, and Michaela Carr, part-time police clerk. And on the Joint Planning Board, Vanessa Intrabio. Alternate Planning Board Member 1, effective 8/1 to 12/30. She's finishing an unexpired term of our current. Ms. Kleehammer did the interview for that. I okayed it because this is someone who's, I think, came to the last meeting, right?
Yes.
Were you there? Yes, came to the last meeting. Okay, and we need alternates, because I was at a meeting the other day, and we didn't have enough, and they canceled the quorum. Guess where the meeting was that I drove to? Paramus, New Jersey. I drove to Paramus, and they canceled it
Oh, the traffic up that
because
way.
they didn't have a quorum in Paramus.
Oh, just the traffic alone.
And I don't know if you understand the cost of lawyers and planners and all these people. And I was only there for the tenant and the landlord.
And re-advertising.
And then, well, the town took care of it. No, they did, because the lawyer had to show up, and they stated at the meeting. And they say, anybody here for this, come back in 30 days. It was terrible. So would someone like to make a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion by Ms. Kelly, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gracia?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Okay. Do a lot of work at these caucus meetings, huh? Resolution 26-118, requesting approval of items of revenue appropriations, tonnage grant. I guess this is the recycling tonnage grant for $11,235. Would someone like to make a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ms. Passio, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Murray. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gracia?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
That resolution is adopted. Resolution 26-119, approval of final payment for MSP Construction for the sanitary sewer extension bond. This is his final payment. Obviously, there's a bond still out there. Okay? So final payment of $132,940. Would someone like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make that.
Motion by Mr. White. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Shapiro. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gracia?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
That resolution is adopted. Resolution 26-120, exercising first one-year option on a bid for solid waste disposal fees for Reworld Sustainable as part of the Camden County Cooperative Pricing System. This is for the $92 a ton for trash, correct? Yes. Someone like to make a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Ms. Kelly.
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gracia?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
All right, that resolution is adopted. Resolution 26-121, confirming an emergency and authorizing emergency contracting for repair and replacement of deteriorated stormwater sewer along Williams Avenue.
I'll make that.
Okay, motion.
I'll
by
second it.
Mr. White, second by Ms. Passy. You guys are faster than me.
Trying to beat 7.
Is there a cost on here? We're just,
I don't know, I didn't see it.
is there a cost at this time yet?
According to Mr. Block, the estimate's about 125, 150, but it still is to get.
Okay, so council's going to authorize that it's an emergency to fix it. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Gracia?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr.
Kieran?
Yes.
Murray?
All right, everything done. All right, committee reports. Finance and Administration, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm going to hold my report to the council meeting next week.
Okay, sounds great. Public safety,
I will do the same. I will have a council report.
okay. Public events, Ms. Passio.
Okay, so on August 4th is National Night Out from 6 to 9 p.m., and that'll be at the Harry Williams outside. And then we also have a council meeting the following day, which will be August 5th on a Wednesday at 7 p.m. And then we have our September townwide yard sale 8 to 2 on September 26th and the 27th. Anything?
I need to add to that. So one of the things we thought about, Maria, what was the time we were thinking, and we talked to Matt?
Matt said either 6:30 or 7 would work best.
What's
So
The ribbon cutting.
Sergeant Woolen is putting together this. We thought about, since there are people being there, and the gym is open,
We're
obviously.
talking about National Night Out.
National Night Out, prior to National Night Out, hopefully the members of council can be there. What do you guys think about getting there?
6, so the event starts at 6.
So Matt was thinking 6:30. We just maybe come over for 5 minutes, cut a ribbon, and at least let people see the inside of the building.
But we can't use the bathrooms.
Bathrooms have been used. We've been using them now for about over 2 weeks.
Oh.
We had a CO a while ago. There was definitely some concerns. And most of those concerns have been addressed, are being addressed. So as we find them, we're fixing them and getting rid of them. I'll give you an example. Blinds, floor mats, cameras, doors, policies and procedures, how things are going to be open and closed. Is that what you heard?
I heard that there might be a possibility that we weren't going to be able to use the bathrooms that night.
Well, I don't think we're going to let people.
National Night Out.
Are we going to let people in to use the bathrooms during National Night Out?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I don't see any reason
I've always
why
let
not.
people use the bathrooms.
Yeah, we can let people in.
I heard that they weren't ready.
Okay, they have been ready from the day, so we got a certificate of occupancy, which basically means the construction officials all went through the building, the engineer went through the building, and the construction officials signed off saying it is operational. The issues are internal concerns, internal.
But
It's like,
it's not going to
like,
affect.
we need to still get carpet. We can still use this building.
It's not going to
We
affect our
already,
people
the
using
carpet's
it.
there.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
make it fun.
The carpet's there.
Now, what about the old bathrooms? I heard that they were going to be
Who
removed.
are you talking to? So you should talk to
This is
talk to the
what I'm
horse. So
She's on Facebook.
Facebook. So here's what we're doing there. We don't have a plan yet, but the plan from the get-go was those bathrooms were no longer usable. So I believe our plan is going to be to gut those 2 bathrooms and turn them into more than likely just storage. Storage for public works, for their cleaning supplies and stuff like that, and then additional storage for activities that happen in the building. You know that we've had chairs on top of chairs and tables on top of tables. So I think there's an opportunity. There's been a lot of concerns about going up and down those steps since 1976. So we're trying to avoid going up and down the steps, except for when we,
Big 1 year.
1 year stuff, right? We use it for when we only need it once a year. But stuff that has to be pulled out every week should be downstairs.
Yep.
Well, I know Patty has a lot of stuff upstairs.
No longer. No, the guys cleaned it out.
Yeah, they should got rid of a lot of that
Yes.
stuff. Now, there is one concern that affects you, is Harry's been paying $1,500 a year to get the hood inspected for the oven. We want to make sure that people are using those ovens, specifically the women's
I
club.
already told her.
And as long, if they're going to, what do you think?
There's a new president, sole president, and a new vice president. We're off for the summer. It's the first thing on my agenda. Can we table that?
We're not doing anything, because he's already paid for a year.
Correct.
But I'm talking about next year.
I hear you.
And if next year we're not going to use the kitchen, why are we spending this? And it's just a fee, guys. We're paying what's called, is it a life hazard?
Possibly, we have to
So
have
the
inspected and cleaned yearly.
So the fire marshal requires inspection and things like that, so it costs a lot of money to do this. But I want us to get value. If we're not getting any value, I'm not saying take the hood down, but we just don't use the ovens unless we have an event that we need to use the ovens, and then I hate to say we get an inspection, I don't know. But what if it's not 2 years from now, or something like that? You know, we used to rent the building out, if you remember, much more. The Rotary used to have events there, the Democrat Club used to have events there. We haven't done that in years, you know, and ovens cause a problem. But make sure the Women's Club, if you want to make sure the RY.
Yes, we don't, the RY, don't worry about the stove.
I'm just trying to save money where we can save money.
Do you understand what he's saying? Do you understand? Because remember, I talked to you about being able to use the stove and all that.
Yeah, but we haven't for the
Right.
last 2 years.
Right.
And we don't intend to, from what I understand.
No.
We're just going to.
The women all clean, cook, and then bring
We're
in.
not cooking for the
Anything.
whole festival.
It's all chips.
We're just
and
gonna have
chips.
pretzels.
It's- Right. After COVID, there's certain, you know,
Whatever.
guidelines.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so it doesn't.
But if we're not going to use something, that's all I'm saying.
The scouts used to use it, the scouts have their own building.
Okay.
So, but let's get back to the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, so the ribbon cutting, why don't we agree to 6:30 if every member of council can be there?
You're talking 6:30 ribbon cutting on Tuesday night.
Yep, so we have our council meeting on Wednesday.
So you're going to put ribbon in front of the door, which means nobody can, starts at 6, which means nobody.
They can go in and out. And we're going to spend 8 seconds to put a ribbon, and I cut really fast, or you can cut really
Okay.
fast, and cut really fast,
Gotcha.
take a picture, and I need people to know what's going on. I was with a gentleman today, who had no idea we put lights up at the baseball fields,
Well, he isn't looking when he drives.
you know? So we have to
That's not our
constantly
problem.
tell people what's happening, so that they know. I'm not a big fan of all this stuff, but I know we have to do it.
Next,
People
on
are
that
gonna-
note, we've set the tone for that September 11th thing.
Okay, that's just another one, but, you know, like you said, people don't look up. I think they made a movie about that.
You know?
Okay, so we're good, 6:30. Will everyone be there, or try the best you can? You know, suits are optional. I would be wearing a suit.
I'm
Suits
not
are
I'm
optional.
hoping the Eagles take nest on those lights.
Brenda, you want that? I could have it.
They're right around the corner.
I could have it. Was there anything else, Patty?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Progress.
Thank you. Engineering, Mr. Farrell's not here. Caleb, I'm going to give you the, you want to go? Because you got a few things. Anybody mind? Let him do his. Because there's a lot going on with engineering. I want everybody to know what's going on.
Engineer report starting on page 1.
Give them. Caleb.
For the recreation field lighting, contractor has completed installation of all field lights. Contractor is waiting on PSE&G Electric to provide the connection services needed to power the lights at the Vanilla Park and at the baseball fields closest to the Harry Williams Community Center.
So can I stop you there? Do I need to make a phone call?
Would be nice.
Yeah.
That I do not know. I will follow up with Eric on that.
If you can let me know, we have the community affairs liaison, that's her job, is to understand what's going on in our town. And so she can be sometimes helpful to get this done. Only because obviously we want to get these lights ready to go by September, October.
That was.
That's the plan, yeah.
That's also
So,
good.
so if you need me to call, her name is Addie.
Okay, I will follow up.
Okay.
Page 2, NJDOT fiscal year 2025 state aid program, Johnson Avenue. A notice to proceed was scheduled for August 3rd. Page 488, bathroom additions to the Harry Williams building. Site meeting was held on July 24, 2026 to discuss solutions regarding the condensation issue on the new AC units. Professionals are currently looking at options to correct this issue.
Does everybody know what that is?
Well, here's the thing. Does that cause a situation where we can't use the bathrooms? It doesn't, right? It's just condensation.
No, what's happening is it's
Dripping.
a lot of humidity, cold air. You've seen it on the windows when you wake up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But there are ways of stopping it, because what Harry's noticing is you can end up having tripping, and tripping can cause damage.
Yeah.
And rusting of the ductwork, right?
Page 5, NJDOT fiscal year 2024 state aid program. This was Williams Avenue, Sherrington Lane, and Mitchell Avenue. NJDOT has performed a final inspection on July 14th. It is noted that no corrective action is required. Our office has submitted the required change order final documents for NJDOT. Once NJDOT approves change order, our office will submit all documents for final reimbursement.
Let's be clear, even though it says there's 3 streets, we only did Mitchell Avenue.
Is-
Because they only gave us enough
How
money.
much money are we getting back?
No, it's,
That I do not know off the top of my
Just closes with the DOT.
But we don't get any money?
No, it's closing the money that we got. It's just closing the payment.
Oh,
And then the final section, page 7, under general engineering, South Jersey Gas Road ordinance. Punch list items have been forwarded to South Jersey Gas. List of punch list items have been sent to the Jersey Gas Divisional Supervisor on July 13th. No additional updates on that yet. And then we performed site inspections at both 270 Chestnut Street and Payne Avenue. Chestnut Street was a roadway construction that
There was some parents here.
coming in
Yes.
regarding
Right.
potholes. And then Payne Avenue, also some residents came in due to the sidewalks being torn up and trees, I think, pushing the sidewalk up.
And that was Borough property, right, on
Yes,
Payne Avenue?
property. And we are currently preparing cost estimates for both. And then I will rely on the written report for this.
Okay, so why don't we at least tell everybody a little bit about what's going on with the sidewalks? So, tell everybody what you did and where we're at.
So for the Hartford sidewalks, we prepared a construction plan and prepared easement plans, which the mayor has discussed with, you said 2 out of the 4.
Yes. I only got them the other day, but I'll send them out to everybody so you can at least look at them.
So we're planning to add sidewalk on, you're going up, on one side of Hartford Drive, I don't know, what's that, towards, on the Acton side.
It's in north.
Up to Sherrington Lane,
Yep.
I believe. And then, well, hoping to get the construction finished before the end of summer.
It's the goal.
and the need for the sidewalks is why?
The school board came here, you remember that? The school board asked us because of safe routes to school, all the children having the access to either walk or get picked up by the buses. So they asked us for this. The chief met with Mr. Iannucci, they brought me into it, I brought it to council, and we've started the process of at least looking into it. We found out there's a little more details than we knew, that we need to get the property owners actually to agree to allow us to put these sidewalks in. 2 of the 4 have already pretty much said that they're okay as long as we do things proper. And then the other 2 we're still working on. And the goal is that while we're getting approvals from the property owners, we're going to try to get quotes. Either, we said we couldn't do it as a change order on any of our existing projects. So I think we're trying to just 3 quote it at this point.
We're trying to 3 quote it, and then I think Harry sent me, what was the thing called again?
We're doing a project with the SCNJ, the co-op, where they'll come in and take that out, putting it out, so the contract.
So one of the co-ops, okay.
I submitted the scope to them, I had not heard a response back.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll send a copy of this to the school board also, so they know at least we're working on it. Because maybe if the state says something to them, we can say, well, we're trying to do, we're in the process of it. I think we have funds available, we have drawings now, we just need to get it finalized and done. So, yeah, he threw that on me 2 days ago. Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you have a grant for this? No grant, even though it's
Safe
safe routes to
Safe
school?
routes to school, the problem with safe routes to school, it's a very tedious grant process and a tedious process in general. It's positive to get free money to do it, but it's a long, drawn-out process. We need to get this done. And we're only talking about a couple hundred feet of sidewalk. If we get these couple hundred feet, it'll basically allow Sherrington, Sheffield, the new street, all to filter to Hoosier Road. And now, if you recall,
Now, where's the bus stop that you're talking about?
currently the bus picks up and drops off, I think, on the other side of there.
Picks up and drops off where the Metropolitan.
Yeah, but the kids on the Sherrington side who may be required don't have sidewalk.
Right,
So we may still need a crosswalk there, we'll have to look at that,
okay.
one step at a time. But right now, if we have the sidewalks in, we're doing what they asked us to do.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Public Works, construction, Mr. White?
Construction's doing well, as long as everybody's doing that, the other program.
Things are starting to slow down a little bit in construction?
Yes, doing very good. And I would refer my Public Works report to Harry.
Okay, I'll come back to Harry because she's supposed to be the closer.
What's with that building that has that second floor that's all,
From what I heard, Bernie shut them down. They started building and then.
Construction shut.
Construction, well,
They proceeded without a permit, right?
That's what I heard.
Building on the pike across from the library.
Yes. They got approval from the planning board to do what they were supposed to do. We approved it. I was on the board. I think I was on the board. We approved it. But then they changed their mind and did something completely different than what was approved.
No plans, no.
So when you see a red sticker, that's from the construction official. And then I believe they're coming back in front of the planning board to reapply for everything they want to do. Have you heard of that? That's what I heard. I heard that Mr. Bach had a meeting at his office with the property owner and his attorney to go over.
Yeah, it's been there now a long time. It looks terrible.
But they did it wrong.
Yeah.
They did it wrong, and they have to be held to what they agreed to. Right?
Yeah.
The board approved what they wanted.
They came in and asked for the approval, they got it, and then did something different, is the way I understand.
That's exactly, you put a whole second floor on it.
Yeah.
So. Anything else? Okay, thank you. Parks and Rec. Mr. Shapiro?
Everything's going well. Softball had their registration. They had about 8 teams total for football. Baseball, you have your registrations yet?
They're open, they close on August 7th.
They're done, and our wise with their basketball summer program still, so the rest is just practice. And the lights hopefully will be up last.
That's all right, just gotta get
We're up.
just the meetings in, the meters, all right.
BSCG.
I'll call him. Solicitors report, anything, Dan?
Nothing of this time.
All right, engineer, we're done. Superintendent, Mr. Wilson.
Nothing to report at this time, I wish. We've been having a lot going on with the weather and ag, cleaning catch basin tops, cleaning out the catch basins and stuff. I know Australia sent out an email to all department heads because we had an issue on 9th Avenue where we believe some scrappers took a piece of metal off of one of the catch basins and dumped concrete and it blocked that drainage there. So we spent half a day cleaning that out.
Harry, can I ask you, everybody has cameras on their homes.
There's no cameras in that area.
No problem, 9,000.
So with that, came up about Williams Avenue,
That had to
dealing
take
with that.
long to do that. Nobody saw that?
We did get some reports back from the lake dredging reports that actually reviewed by committee on that stuff, so we are moving with it. The lake water testing came back with positive high arsenic and lead. So with that, we got to move forward with that. The state DOT coming in, it's coming from them, watching the lake itself. Do have, unfortunately, Friday, we had a resignation from our seasonal employees, so we do have a posting up for seasonal help for 6 months. So please pass the word, we're taking applications. Other than that, there is projects. I do want to circle back for one thing, missing off the engineer's report. We have the review going on for the soccer fields with Mr. Bach. With everything else going on, he's still reviewing the letter request that came from the RY, and that will probably, hopefully, they'll have something to present to the council with that, certainly.
Harry, did you meet with the other engineer for the public works building? The old public works building?
No, with that, they sent a team over, guys to pump out the wells and do their diagnostic tests. So with that, we've talked to Charlie, he was stuff to have access to it. They were supposed to be in yesterday for a secondary day. Unfortunately, I was off yesterday, could not confirm that they were here, but I do believe they were.
So I heard it recalls council approved some money to start this process again at the old public works garage, to start checking the wells again, seeing what's going on before we get cited. We need to at least see what we need to do. So I know Harry's going to be our point person. No, I mean, the only thing it will affect is if we get some, what we're looking for is a no further action letter. Is that what it's called, Caleb? No further action. So once we get a letter that says you don't have to do anything else, then the borough can decide what we want to do with that building. I would think that more than likely we would get it back on the tax rolls, get it sold, because I don't believe we need it. But once again, it's a decision that needs to be made once it's clean. But with it being dirty, it poses, it's like everything we have. When we have bad bathrooms or ADA, things that are not done. We have to fix these things first before we can, use them. So hopefully we'll get some good news. Everyone is pretty Debbie Downer. Hopefully there's no Debbies, I know, but everyone's so negative, it's going to cost us millions to clean it. But I'm always hoping.
This has been hanging over us for a very long time.
Decades.
Because I know that my husband dealt with this.
We talked
way
about
back.
this before, yeah.
Way
Decades.
back.
Yeah. So, okay, that's great. Additional reports, Chief, did you have anything else you wanted to add? or- So the only thing, we did talk a little bit before the meeting, and I just want to make sure, obviously, reminding everybody of the ribbon cutting. And then I talked to Ms. Passio about, we wanted to obviously talk about, because of our 4th of July parade, that we're not having that on the 4th of July, we still want to have something. And then secondly, I think we should have some type of a meeting. I know the police department has thought of different ideas and the different requirements for them in Public Works. Maybe we should have another meeting talking about next year's parade, what we should keep doing or change or evolve or what. You know, I'm concerned that we need to evolve. We've gotten kind of doing something in a certain way that we kind of inherited. And then we just get in this autopilot. And I see that in a lot of things. There's a lot of autopilot. And sometimes we need to review.
At the last meeting that we had, we talked about doing it on 9th Avenue next year. And you turned that down, but I think we should still think about it.
We didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
But I think that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that I'll say.
I just think that that's a good
Well,
approach.
here's the only thing that.
If we want to change things.
So I'm not one who wants to just do it the easiest way. I'm not that guy. I don't like to do things the easiest way. And you're right. There are easy ways to do things. But the right way sometimes is harder to do. And I have learned being here that people in this community and other communities, they like some stability and things that they've had. You move the pike jam, or not the pike jam, you move the parade off the Black Horse Pike. This is a staple of this community. You know, the time is an evolution. We, for some reason, our predecessors got us at 1 o'clock. We're the last parade. I don't know where it came from. I can only say it came back to Rob Andrews back in the day.
No, I'll tell you where it came from, because everybody has a commitment to each town. So.
I understand that. But how did we become last?
I don't know.
That's what my point is. So, it puts us at a disadvantage that people are coming from one parade to another.
Yeah.
It puts us at a disadvantage that we're at the end of the day, and it puts us at a disadvantage that at the heat of the day. So I would argue that those are things that, while I'm a huge fan of working with our neighbors, I believe in talking to the other towns, and you know me, I do talk to the other towns. But let's be clear, everyone acts in their own self-interest and also in the group's self-interest. That's how things work the best. So we have to look in our self-interest, but also in the group's self-interest. So I agree with you. We don't want to necessarily have a band that has to pick between two different places.
So you have to get the schedule of every town.
Well, that's a great question. Is it every town, or is it only the towns that are closest to us? And then once again,
Or the
how much
towns-
do we
or
need
the
to?
towns that are doing it on 4th of July, some do it the 3rd of July.
Absolutely, some do.
So the ones that do it on the 4th of July.
And so there's 564 towns in the state, and they all pick their parades however they, and it's evolved. And I've been a person who likes to sometimes make change, but every time, but I get pushed back sometimes because people say, look, I make change. I'm going to give you a quick example. The Women's Club donated that sign in front of the Harry Williams Building. I wanted to tear that down for 18 years. But for 18 years, the women of the Women's Club yell at me every time I want to tear it down, because they say what? We gave the money and donated.
That's right.
In perpetuity, forever. Harry wanted to get rid of the gazebos at the Harry Williams Building. Well, I started getting pushback because people's names and family names, Ed's family name is on that gazebo and things like that. How do we tear something down when there's names like that? So we have to invest to keep it. We have to at least see what we can do to make it better, what we can do to protect our investments. But I'm just saying, let's have a meeting to do this. We don't have a lot, time is always tough. If you want to have something by the end of the year, we need to plan for it and have it. If we want to talk about next year, I agree with you 110%. We need to plan and have it. But I wanted one other thing about this. There is very little fidelity in the sense that you're having fidelity to these bands. There isn't always fidelity where it's not reciprocating. There were bands that canceled on us.
Don't sugarcoat it. They want the money.
Absolutely.
That's what they're there for.
Absolutely. Try to get as much money as they can for as little amount of work as possible. It's a fact. So, but at the same time, I'm not saying that I want to go toe-to-toe against our neighbors, but why are we the ones having this 1 o'clock parade? We're the last parade of the run. Talk to and you know, we haven't even gotten a lot of the elected officials walking with us lately. You wanna know why? Because it's too friggin' hot. And they're already done. They've done 5 other parades.
No, they were out there in that heat.
Who was that?
Jonathan Young was out there on the heat.
Where?
Parading.
Yes, but in parades earlier in the day.
No, it wasn't that early.
Listen, I'm only telling you what the mayor's associations and things like that, you know, we need to just evaluate it again. You want to have it at 1 o'clock again, I'm fine, you know me. I'll wear my suit.
We're going to do our.
Me and Chuck Burns,
We're
we were
going
out
to do
there
our
the
research.
morning of the parade.
We do our research.
The morning of the
Yes,
parade, I
would
put
like
my
to-
suit on.
I would like to see mayor and council in suits all
I'm
dressed up.
You're not wearing a suit.
Well, you should be dressed up.
The women should wear a suit.
You should look like your council.
I did that, but I'm not gonna
Okay.
see.
One year I wore a red and white shirt, I hated that year.
I have the pictures and I love it.
You know?
I love it.
Yeah, years ago,
But
they looked sharp.
we live in a
They looked the way it
world-
should be.
We live in a world where everyone's suing everyone. We live in a world where we have to protect the borough assets.
Doesn't mean we have to stop.
Well, how many events have it stopped? How many times has Gloucester Township canceled their,
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row? You think Belmore's gonna allow that carnival to happen again next year?
No.
No.
Come on, Patty. This is what's happening, and I'm not that guy. Was I not the guy who said we're letting St. Teresa? You're gonna do whatever we have to do so St. Teresa could have it? I had Dave call me and say no.
We have, from a more global perspective, right, as the person who has to kind of go and represent different towns, you have pushed forward with more than I would say most. And it is to Patty, to your question, do you stop? No. But you proceed with as much caution as possible in the current climate.
And I think that's what we're doing.
Well, that's why I think we need to
Yeah,
evaluate.
I think that's what we were doing.
But the fidelity to the bands, I got a hard time with that. You know, you've always been extremely generous to them. You've been excellent with
I've
them.
always been,
Yeah.
because I think.
And, you know, sometimes I would argue they owe us.
They are a
I hate
big
to say it that
part,
way.
they are a big part of our parade.
But I would say they owe us.
Okay, take them out, and what do you have? You have a 15-minute parade.
Okay. But once again, think about these things. Think about it. Think about how life changes. And that's all I'm saying. You know?
It changes.
Because I don't want to be here next year
Sometimes things-
and we have to cancel the parade again. Because we didn't see the future of how things are changing. Do you see my tan? Do you think my tan is from laying on the beach? It's from being outside in 100-degree weather, working every day. Ed, has it not been awful? Has it been the worst?
No.
Well, you're tougher than me.
Hey, I've been outside too.
You have.
Not laying in getting a sunburn, not laying there in my.
How long did they last, Ed? How long?
Not great time.
You know, it has been awful, Patty.
Oh, with
If you
the
s-
weeds
If
that
you're
are
not
growing.
seeing the warnings, right, the heat exhaustion warnings, and workman's comp doesn't cover heat exhaustion. You guys know that? Because they say, go get water. Go take a break. I had an employee denied because he didn't go get water. Twice it happened. Well, over 35 years. So I'm going to preface that. It's over 35 years. Just think about it. Think about it. Don't give me a dirty
And
look.
you'll be older too next year. That's even.
And I'm older.
That's going to be worse.
Just so everyone knows, I'm probably to get my knee fixed. My knee, I have to go get arthroscopic surgery on my knee.
So, you're really going to be
I
bad.
can't run anymore.
And that's what happened. You ran too much.
You want somebody who works?
Yeah.
That's what you want, and thinks. I don't accept that we just do things the same all the time. Can I tell them your story?
How do you?
How about the phones? Tell them the phones. Just you tell them. Because nobody knows everything. Take the microphone.
Well,
Tell them about the phones.
look what you did with your business. You extended it.
Yes.
Look how big your building is. Should you have downsized it?
You see, but here's the
Because
difference.
that's the way of the world.
No, it's not the way of the world. I did what I did, and very different than here. This is government. This is.
Well.
Tell everybody what we did with the and what started.
So So we have been periodically checking in with the phone company for
No, back up.
extensions, where they're going.
What caused
We
this?
received a few complaints that one department was not responding to voicemails or answering the phone. So we looked into the extensions, where they're going, who the voicemails were going to. And if we don't update these periodically as people leave or transfer to another department or other people take over, then that stuff sits there dormant. The voicemails aren't checked, the phone calls don't get answered. So I just took the extension list and the list of voicemails and I rerouted them to who they actually needed to go to. That way, because I knew this was a department that would never
But it takes
let.
time. It takes time to stop.
It does.
And go and look and see whose phone doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
We were
Correct.
paying for phones that don't exist anymore.
Correct.
Whose extension was going to the wrong one? I just told you we're doing a civil service audit. Tell them how bad the civil service audit is. Just give everybody, please.
They're not auditing us, just to be clear.
Yes.
They're doing something internal to make sure.
Take the
everybody's
microphone.
updated.
People need
To
to
make
know
sure
this.
everybody's dates and everything are correct because of the changes in the law.
How bad is civil, how long have we had civil service?
I wasn't here then.
Since
Wait,
09.
09?
It's been awful since 09, right?
It is pretty bad.
It's awful. And now we're spending hours and hours trying to clean stuff. That's all I'm saying, because we get into autopilot, and then we only sometimes resolve something when there's a problem. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want to wait for problems. I'm trying to avoid problems. So if Beth takes the time to clean civil service up, when someone goes to retire, we don't have a problem. When someone goes to get promoted, we don't have a problem. Same thing with this phone stuff. There was a woman calling me up, yelling at me that no one returns her calls. Now, Shelley took that as something's wrong. We answer the phone. Why are we not getting these messages? And then had to go down the rabbit hole and found, I saw the list, there was at least 12.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What happens
12
is you may
extensions
update
and
your
phone numbers?
extensions, you may update your extensions, but when somebody calls Borough Hall and gets the main prompts, that can be where it redirects it to the wrong place, because that may not have
Because it
been
made no
updated
sense that no one
correctly.
responded to her. Because when she called me, I answered my cell phone. I said, I answered my phone. You're telling me you're not getting anybody? She goes, I'm not getting anybody.
Wow.
You know. But we took the initiative to fix that, which makes me happy about it. So that was the only two things I wanted to talk about. I did want to make sure we knew that. Tonight, we're going to go talk to the school, to the softball. We did have a brief meeting with RY already. So hopefully the girls softball is similar with, so remember, council has to determine when the lights go out. But we have to gather all our information. We never had lights before, except for the half-assed lights we had at soccer. You know, we're in control of the lights at this point.
Oh,
I still feel-
I thought the RY was in control.
Well, when I say in control,
Shutting them off and turning them on.
we want to make sure that the residents of our community and the parents and the teams all know that the lights have an expiration time. The question that you're saying is, I wanted the RY and the girls softball to pay for the lights, because then they take responsibility. RY pushed back and said, well, look, A, they thought other towns were paying for it, which was true. I made some phone calls. B, they haven't really budgeted for it and things like that. So I don't think it's a bad idea we wait a year to figure it out and then we make an evaluation. But I did make a phone call to other towns. And a lot of this stems from COVID. And so the towns, with all the organizations, the Borough of Runnemede included, the organizations ran out of money and the borough stepped up and paid for stuff. You guys remember all that? The taxpayers of this town paid to get them back more working again. And then some stuff we continue to do. Harry will tell you, we still do a lot that we weren't doing prior to COVID. Money is one of those things. So that's the thing that might change. But when I talked to some of the other towns, first thing out of their mouths was, the lights weren't being turned off as much. Because when you don't pay for something, you come see my house, my son never turns on anything in the house. You know, it just gets left on. And the difference is, they have to go turn the switch on. The police department comes and says, the lights are on at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now someone from the Public Works has to go turn the lights on. We at least have it on our phones, but we want to put a timer on there that says, hey, games end at 9:30, parents have 15 minutes, or something to that effect. You know, there's a 15-minute cushion for people to end the game or get out.
Safely.
You know, and then there's always going to be an exception to the rule if for some reason there's a tournament or something like that, but then we would be informed, the police department would be informed, Public Works would know what's going on and stuff like that. So we're getting there. We haven't adopted anything because council hasn't adopted. I think the answer is basically, I think it's gonna be an ordinance. I think we'll just pass an ordinance and say, because then the police department knows that the lights get turned off at a certain time and the fields aren't used after that time, right?
Yes.
That's bad.
Well, like I said, if the girls decide they want to, we haven't hosted a tournament ever. And if they decide to host a tournament and they need to go till 10 or 10:30, they would just let us know. And we would know on a Friday or Saturday night that something like that was happening, right?
Correct.
Okay. We're supposed to be there at 7 o'clock. Anything else before we move on? All right, payment of bills. Would someone make a motion to pay the monthly bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the monthly bills.
Motion by Ms. Casio, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Shapiro, roll call, please.
Ms. Casio?
Yes.
Ms. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro?
Yes.
Mr. Murray?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Okay, the bill should be paid. Good and welfare. Anyone wishing to speak, please come to the microphone and state your name and address. You showed up, you had this.
I got it.
Yeah. You can see you're all by yourself, so you have to have a
My
picture.
name's Max, and I live at 270 Chestnut Street, just down the street up the hill. I was wondering if there was an update on road paving.
So you heard that in the engineer's report?
I missed my road paving.
So,
What's the name?
I think it was,
I thought it was.
Is it site visit out to Chestnut, right?
was it your in-laws that were here?
Yeah.
Okay, we did. So, 270 Chestnut Street. This site visit was performed on July 8th. The cost estimate for the improvements of a portion of Chestnut is being prepared by their office.
Okay.
So that's where we're a little better, but it's good that you're here.
One step at a time.
Your mother-in-law, it was your mother-in-law?
Yes.
She's on top.
Yes.
So,
Believe me.
Being recorded this, I don't have trouble over here.
but I said to them, and I'll say to you, everything's a process. Things can take a year. But being here helps to get things done. You know, you heard that we were talking about the school board. Had the school board told us a year ago, we might have been able to move a little bit quicker now that we have to get easements and all this stuff. But your property has been at least a decade that we've been looking at it. But it's a unique area right there, very unique. How do you like living there?
It's a good spot.
It's a good spot?
Yeah.
Are you friendly with the neighbor up the hill?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Everybody's.
Good. Yeah, we talked about at one point giving them that road. Because that actually, that might be a road, or is it a driveway? Did we figure that out? So it is a driveway. Because we stop the trash truck and we don't plow up.
Yeah.
Right, their hill is there. Like,
That's their driveway.
Their hill is their.
We had to figure that out years ago too.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, all that stuff is crazy back in there. Okay.
Mayor?
No, I'm glad you showed up.
Appreciate it.
Okay, take
Excuse
care.
me, Mayor. I just, I did get your email too. I just knew we were having a meeting and there would probably be an update, so I just didn't answer. I was going to answer tomorrow, but since you're here.
No worries, thank you.
We're saving the trip.
Only since your mother-in-law shared congratulations on your baby.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else?
She was very
All right, seeing no one else, there a motion to close the public portion.
I'll make a motion to close the public portion.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. White. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Motion by Ms. Passer, is there a second? Second by Mr. White. All in favor? Aye. Adjourned at 6:50.